Hi guys, welcome back to Trash It. The topic we're trashing today is someone wrote into us. Okay, well that's not the topic. But you can write into Trash It and we can discuss whatever you want us to. So basically someone wrote into us and she said, my mother-in-law to be wants me to wear the wedding dress that she wore when she got married about 40 years ago. Apparently, the wedding dress is a family heirloom, right? What should I do? Should I wear it or should I not wear it? I've never heard of family wedding dresses being family heirloom. But anyway, we've got Yuri in the house today, as usual. We've got Jude in the house. We've got Michelle in the house. We've got Iyore in the house, and we've got Mr. Jabajantix. Michelle has been on the show before, so this is her second time back on the show. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go to the ladies first, okay? Because what I want from you ladies is just a yes or no answer. I know you have a lot to say, but let's not go in there yet, okay? Let's unpick it one at a time. Yuri, would you wear the wedding dress your mother-in-law wore 40 years ago? Yes or no?
No, don't even finish the question. No.
Okay. Michelle, would you wear the wedding dress?
It's a no from me.
Oh, sorry. Yuri, would you wear the wedding dress?
Well, if she
yes
was
or no? Yes
if
or
she was
no?
the Queen of England, yes.
You will?
If she was the Queen of England, yes.
Okay, so which means it's a no because she ain't the Queen of England. Okay.
Oh, what?
Right, because she's not, and I don't think she would ever be, except they're all married now, aren't they? Okay, so Michelle, let me come to you first. You said no. Why not?
No,
it's a family heirloom.
It's my day. Look, can you see my chest? It's my day. My day. Like she's had her day. She's had her dress. Unless, to be fair, unless the dress was like really, really nice and she would let me cut it up, cut out, chop it up, then fair enough. But I'm not wearing no ugly dress on my day. Like save that for your own daughter or maybe grandkids or something. I don't know, but not on my day. No, it don't make sense.
So
no.
Would you let your daughter wear her her grandmother's wedding dress?
If she wanted to, that's her business.
If she wanted
that's her business.
Okay.
But no, it's a no from me. No.
It's a no. Yuri, let me come to you. Why wouldn't you wear it?
Yuri or Yuri? Oh, okay.
Yuri, yeah.
I know, Yuri. We always get that, don't we? The thing is, I have a very particular taste. And at the end of the day, it's my wedding. That's your family heirloom. Sorry, I want to start creating my own family heirloom as well. So she could, like Michelle said, pass it on to your daughter, pass it on to your grandchildren, not necessarily somebody else coming into the family. I'm not a part of that family yet. That's your heirloom. Pass it down the family line. I want to, I have a particular, like I said, I would want my own thing. I'm into modern stuff, more contemporary stuff. So, and which the dress most likely wouldn't be if it's 40 years old. So that's the reason for me. And no, none of that bad juju. I want to start my whatever, fresh.
Okay, Yuri, would you or would you not? Mother-in-law to be.
The answer is no, because 40 years ago they had corsets, and my boobs ain't that big. It's not gonna fit anyway. So no, the best I can do for you is, they always say something blue. Yeah, it's true. They say something blue, something old. I can cut a sleeve and just sew it in my new dress. But no, it's my day. I want to start on a Friday. I don't want to be bringing it up because I don't even know what happened with the dress. Who you annoyed? What came with the marriage? What if she lived a unhappy marriage? I don't want to bring that into my home. So no, I'm not. No. The answer is no. I don't keep it for my daughter as well. No. The reason being is that when she's ready to I want her to enjoy the process, dress shopping, things like that. It's not just about the day. There's so many events that lead it, and choosing a dress is part of it. You see it, you go, wow, this is why I want to try. Like, do you know how many dresses I tried on before I wore my wedding dress? No.
Okay.
Still a no from you.
No.
Okay. I'll come to the men in a bit, but before I do that, I'm going to ask the ladies another question. Actually, for me, it's a no. And the reason why is, and I cannot carry anybody's things that they have been carrying and come and put it on myself. So that's the reason why I won't. Now, let me ask ladies, right? Would your decision change if you were like 40 years old, 45 years old, right? And that, in African culture, that 40, 45, normally some people are already grandparents then, right? You're lucky enough to meet this guy, and now you want to get married, you want to have children because time is no longer on your side. and then this wedding gown issue seems to be the bone of contention, or might end up being the reason why you wouldn't marry this guy. So would you, because of the age, marry him because you think, okay, age is no longer on my side? What would you do? Michelle, let me come to you.
No, again, and it's like, for me, if someone's trying to put them conditions on the marriage, then already that's like, let me just back away from that. No, it's my day. Like Yori said, there's things that come along. Like, I even forgot about the wedding dress trying on and all the things, you know, the shows that you go to. The wine, yeah, the wine tasting.
Yes.
No, the most I could do, if I like the basic outline of the dress, I'll say, do you know what? If you give me the dress and I can chop it up and I can, you know, I promise you, and I can make it into my style, but I'm not going to be wearing, remember Princess Diana's puff and all. Nah, it's a no for me. No,
okay. Okay, Yuri, I'm going to come to you. Would age matter?
Let me tell you, see, whatever you won't take as a poor man, as a rich man, don't start taking as a poor man. So if they're giving conditions, then that means there's going to be conditions I can't meet in the marriage. That's already a red flag. So because I can't wear your mom's dress, we can't get married. What if I can't do something? That means we can't cook the way your mom cooks. I'm not your mother. Do you get what I'm saying? I am not your mother. So no, I can't. Now, if mom is willing to sit across the table, I'll explain my reservations. There's so many things that you can do with old dresses. Like I said, I could cut a piece. If that's not good enough, give me the whole dress and then we can do something with it. But to say that I will wear the way you had it, no, it's style-wise. I know sometimes we say vintage, but you know they're vintage and they're vintage. So no, please, it's true. There's vintage and there's vintage. No.
So, but Yuri, what if you're like 45 years old and, you know, time's ticking and you really need to get married and this seems to be an obstacle?
Then we are not doing the marriage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yuri,
there are other things we can do.
Okay. Yuri, let me come to you.
Well, for me, so for me, it's a bit of a tricky topic. I'm not really into the whole marriage, whatever business. Do you understand? So, and I'm thinking, well, if I ever got into it, if I wait until I'm 45 to get married, I want to marry a man who's no longer suckling, is no longer a suckling baby, is not literally feeding off of mom's breasts. You know, if me not wearing a dress is going to be a problem, like Yuri rightly said, then that already tells me that there's going to potentially be more problems in the future. Because, you know, and the other thing is, if I have a relationship with the mother, if we're very cool, like she's literally like my mom, I can reason with her and say, look, I can do you a solid and make this dress into a veil. But say, wear this dress, you know, yeah, I can make it into a veil. I can take pieces of it and make it into a veil. But say, wear this dress for my wedding after waiting for 5 years to get married. Nah.
No. Okay. I'm going to come to Jude and Mr. Jabba. So your mother asked your wife to wear her wedding dress. What would you do? Are you happy for your wife to do it, or would you say no?
Who are you asking, me?
Yeah, Jude, go on.
I don't think my mother would ask. She will come through me, so it'll be me doing the asking anyway.
But let's assume she did.
Okay. Not really. It depends on the sentimental attachment to that dress. Say, for example, I don't know, Megan took something from Princess Diana's.
A nice ring. She took a lovely big blue ring.
Okay, great. Say for sometimes though, it's easy for us to talk about it here, but I like the responses from other ladies saying no. It's a no for me too. But say my wife's mother-in-law was the queen, and it's just sort of tradition for you to being the first son of the queen or the first grandson of the queen, and it's tradition for you to wear my grandmother's use her wedding dress. What would happen then? Because there are sentiments like that. It's easier for us to say yeah, that no, yes, no, yes. But some family, this weight do come with the family, some real aristocratic family. But I don't think my mother will be asking. I don't think I will impose that on my wife. Again, like you already said, I'm not a fan of marriage. So like I said, the day we walked to our wedding, we just walked on the streets to the church and back. So I'm not a fan of that. I don't think she would have imposed it on her anyway. But no, I haven't said that. There are really sentimental attachment to this thing. So it might be very weighty for the woman and for the man involved as well. Like,
Right.
look, it's just for one day. Please, the man will be begging. Please just do it. And the woman is going, no, you go back and stay with your mom if you want. So there's already issues if that is the argument.
Thank you very much, Jude. Mr. Jabojantis, let me come to you. What do you think? If your wife doesn't want to wear it, what are you going to do? How do you manage that?
I have a question before I delve into it. Is this wedding gown coming from my own mother or
Your
my
mother,
wife?
your mother.
First of all, my mom wouldn't try it, but let's just say it happens. The main thing to do is, mommy, forget this thing. When did you become a white woman? This is a white woman's culture. Which one is wedding gown? I'll just tell my mom straight away, this isn't happening. If you really want to do wedding, you want to do Ashwebi with your friends, then forget about this, your Ogbanje thing. It's true now. It's true. So let's this is our life. Let her do her own thing. How about they have their own heirloom they do in their family? Maybe what they practice is bring your wedding dress. I'm your mother. We bless it. We say some good words to it, and then you go to your wedding. And then you give your wedding dress to my sister, and let's see how our husband sees that happening. You know, my mother-in-law should go give her wedding dress to her daughter. Let her daughter go deal with it. In our own family, where my missus is coming from, maybe they have what they do. Let her enjoy her day. We're not gonna have.
So you would rather your mom gave her wedding dress to your sister than imposing it on your wife, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay, now the guys, let me come back to you. If your wife decided that, oh, you know what, that's fine. Yes, mommy, I'll wear your wedding dress, even though it's like, you know, as old as a dinosaur, it's fine, I'll wear it. Now, what would you do? And maybe she didn't alter it, right? Like everybody's been saying, oh, I'll alter it and I'll take a strip out of it and blah, blah, blah. And the woman just says, okay, you want me to wear a wedding dress? I will wear it. And they just take it as old and as, you know, as it is, and they just wear it. And then you have seen your mother's wedding pictures, right? And then this, your wife, your newly wedded wife ended up wearing the wedding gown. And then the night of the wedding, you're supposed to consummate the marriage. And then all of a sudden, she's lying down there with your mother's wedding dress. How is that going to make you feel? Jude, let me come to you.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you just tell her to take the wedding dress off first anyway.
No, but you have to do the pulling. So once you're removing it, undoing the zip and undoing the corset or whatever it is, how is that going to make you?
I'm not one to attach sentiment. I'm pretty sure I would have been drunk, pissed by that time anyway. So I won't be thinking straight. But yeah, definitely, you start having mind pictures. I don't know. I really don't know.
It's creepy, isn't it?
I don't know. For some people, it might be. For me, I won't be thinking that way though. It's just a dress. That's what I would have. That was how I would think though.
So if it's just a dress, why can't she just wear it? I know you said earlier that your mom wouldn't do that, or you wouldn't have it basically if she tried to do that. So if it's just a dress, why can't your wife just wear it?
It depends on the wife though. It's not me. I won't be imposing it on her, because what if this dress was worth 40,000 pounds, old Cartier dress? And even my wife went begging for it, that please, can you ask your mom to let me have it? So it depends on the woman. Yeah, it's happened before too. Please ask your mom, can I have a wedding dress because it was that gorgeous, expensive one? Yeah, so, but rightly so, they might not be of the same physique, so there will be some altering done. But yeah, if my wife to be is asking, then that's our own choice. But I will not impose it on her.
Okay. Mr. Jabojantis, what do you think? The night of the wedding, your wife is wearing your mother's wedding dress and you have to take it off. What's going to be flashing in your head?
No matter how expensive the dress can be, for her to even accept it, not asking, but to accept it, obviously they belong to the same Ogbanje. Of course. So I know I'm in for it. If you want it and you're accepting it, no argument, no nothing. Okay, fine. So my mom is Ogbanje, my wife is also a member, and I will accept my fate. So, but if she's the one going for it, saying, that dress, you need to know what's up. This dress is the bank. I need to have it. Help me beg your mom. And then it's a different ballgame. And I'll be like, Mom, so that dress you wore in 1974, what are we going to do? My wife needs it. Do you still have it? You know, my mom wouldn't.
Do you know the funny thing is, as we're talking now, I've still got my wedding dress. So I got married 4 years ago, and I've still got my dress. And I'm just trying to think. And I've got a daughter, and I'm just trying to think. I would give her the option, but it's just the fact that you're trying to force it on someone.
But the thing is, Michelle, the difference with that is it's your daughter. So she might actually say, actually, yes, mom, I want it, but not giving it to Isaac's daughter and saying, can you wear this wedding dress?
Wear it.
The thing about this is that, as you guys might not know, wedding shopping for dresses is a beautiful experience. We drink wine, we take pictures, we go with our friends. And you cry, you take pictures. And my wedding dress, like I had so many fittings. And at my last fitting, they had to cinch everything in. So that means I can't lose weight and I can't gain weight. And because everything is already cinched in. And I got married in Nigeria. And when we got to Nigeria, they were trying to give me food. And I keep saying, no, mommy, I can't eat because I'm all cinched in. I can't increase, I can't go down. It's mine. So for another person, then I say, come on, wear that kind of dress. No, let her have her own experience. Like we're talking about it, exactly. And she's like this, and one stick bar. That's just me. That's me.
The thing is, I'm gonna for the guys, what if, as I said earlier, I put a scenario out there where maybe the girl is 40, 45 and she wants to get married desperately. And your mom says, okay, yes, if you don't wear this wedding dress, this wedding is not going to happen. And maybe, obviously you want to be on the right side of your mother, but at the same time, you don't want to piss your wife off as well. And if your wife just said, okay, yes, I'll wear it. Would you feel like, knowing the personality of your wife, would you feel like she's probably not want to argue with your mother to say, you know what, put her foot down and say, I'm not wearing this dress because this is not the kind of person that I am? Would you think she's agreeing to wear the dress just because she's desperate to get married? And would that bother you as a man about to get married to this woman? Jude, Mr. Jaguar, any of you can...
I don't think she's desperate. I just think she wanted peace to reign. It's not desperation for her. I just think she wanted peace to reign, that's all. So I won't be thinking it's desperate. I think it's let peace reign.
Okay. And what if the guy then argues that the mom presenting the wedding dress to the girl to wear is a way of accepting her into the family? And therefore,
I'll stop you quick. It's not about my mom, man. I'm the one accepting this woman into my family, not my mom. She's had that time with my dad.
But you know that there's some men out there that their mom has a lot to say about their relationships,
of course. Okay. Yes, that's why I said we must not take this issue lightly because it is happening.
Yeah. Okay. And the man feels actually this is a way of my mom accepting you into the family or welcoming you into the family, and is a slap on the face you saying no, you're not going to wear it. Okay.
If it's that way, can you not, like, how some people, I only got changed once at my wedding, but then kind of get changed into it for literally about 30 minutes.
That's a compromise.
One photo and then we're done. Yeah.
Yore, what do you think?
Well, for me, if it means that much to him, there's going to be something else that means even more than that later in life. If we can't come together and actually have a conversation where I'm saying, I really don't want to do this, and you're making me do it, for me, that's already a red flag, regardless of, how is me wearing your mother's dress, how is that even, how is that evidence of her accepting me into the family? Why does that have to be the only way she can accept me into the family? I'm not a child. She can pass that on to her child. That's her legacy to pass on. I'm not a child to take on that legacy. So for me, if a man says, oh, if you don't wear this dress, it's going to be a problem, no, that would be a red flag for me, and potentially a good enough reason to even call off the wedding, because there'll be other things that mom feels strongly about later in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I say something? Because and this is for the guys. If she does, see, that's why they lock some mother-in-law outside the gates. If she does agree to marry you because of that dress, it's because she wants to marry you. Then mother-in-law is in for trouble, because then that is her home. And then mother-in-law will come and Getima will say she's not allowed to come, or mama will come to start counting the amount of meat she eats. See, that's already recipe for disaster, because you can't impose, oh, if this doesn't happen, you can't marry my son. Okay, fine, then I'll wear the dress. But the shaggy I will show you is not tomorrow.
But what if mama intention was to keep the dress for a girl child, and it turned out she ended up not having a girl child, or she had one and she died. And it was just that. And now this story has been shared to my woman I want to marry, that look, I wanted to give this to my daughter, and look, she's not here. I don't have a daughter, but your wife is like a daughter to me. What if
And
that discussion was had?
Then Jude, that's fine.
Sorry.
So that we can chop this dress down. She
Yes,
needs
Jude,
for
I've
the
adopted one
material
daughter
to
now.
show. It's like you already said, we can do a veil. There's so many things we have with dresses. We can change it. It could be a reception dress, especially with corset. If it's 40 years ago, we can come with some banging design. It doesn't have to be that is what I walk down the aisle with. I understand that it's sentimental, yada yada yada, but let me do something functional with the dress
and bring it up to date, right?
Yeah.
Michelle, okay.
Yeah.
Michelle, you wanted to say something before we
I was going to say, I don't know why, but it's like the more we talk about it, the more I'm thinking, do you know what? If this was like something that has happened in generations, and I know we're all quick to say hell to the no, as I was, but I'm just thinking this is something that has happened to the mum, to the grandma, great grandma. You know, I don't know if that would make me think. I don't know if my hell no would be a quick hell no. You know, I'm just trying to think, would I really be like, and especially as Judah said, like if she didn't have a daughter, if she'd lost a child, I don't know. I would still, I wouldn't, yeah,
but
I don't know.
You wouldn't just say no. You would try and work with it.
Try and compromise.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And do you think maybe seeing how you've compromised, maybe that might make your husband look at you in a different light and think, you know what, this is a very nice girl. You're not happening. Mr.
No,
Jabujanti,
but what if I have a similar tradition in my family then? Am I going to be split
I
into
said
two?
it earlier
maybe
on.
they bring a boxers and say this is the pint my father wore when he was getting married, and now
Exactly.
my husband was wearing.
It's not even the boxes. No, I'm saying like, no, sticking with the wedding dress. What if I have something similar? What if we have a similar tradition in my family where I'm expected to wear my mother's wedding dress
Yes.
because
I
my
said
mother
it
wore
earlier
my
on, didn't I?
dress? So in order to not get things complicated,
just get your own dress.
thank
But
you.
isn't it compromise? I always
No,
say like,
Michelle, the compromise then is that we're going to have two different dresses. Do you understand? One arm is from the husband. But you get what I'm saying? We will merge the dress.
Wait, you will merge both mother's dress into
Yes,
one.
now Michelle said we should compromise. So there's so many designers out there. We cut one half of my hand, I'll cut one half, and then we merge something out. Not to wear dress, isn't it?
Yeah.
it just got me thinking about when two cultures come together. Yeah. So I'm in an interracial marriage. Yeah. And there were certain things with my wedding, like in Nigerian weddings anyway, we don't expect people to have to buy drinks at their weddings.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. White weddings, you go and you got a
No, Kumba.
cash bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
cash bar. You got to pay for these things.
Yeah.
So when I was telling my husband that, listen, there's no way people can come to my wedding and have to
Yeah.
spend money. He was like, no. And I'm like, nah, listen, you're not listening to me. There's no way people could come to my wedding and be spending money on drinks. You know, so we had to compromise. So
Yeah.
it's a bigger, and nobody spent money at my wedding. See there? You didn't spend money at my wedding.
No.
You know, but it's about compromise. So I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, obviously we're talking about a dress scenario, but
Yeah.
could it apply in different scenarios? And I think, yeah, it's about finding compromise.
Yeah. Mr. Jabujanti, you were going to say something. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. So, first of all, I would like people out there who are going to be listening to this to understand critically the reason for having this heirloom or heir to the throne or heir to whatever. Why are we doing it? Why exactly? What? Okay, mommy, so you did it. Okay, so what happened when you did it? Did you hit millions? Did it bring you luck? So what's the need for it? I just want you to convince me. So I'm not going to accept it, unfortunately, because I'm a bit critical. I want to know why we're doing this thing. Is there some fetish thing attached to it? Is it some diabolic thing? Or is there some, what's that thing called? Superstitious belief, like if she wears it, she's going to give back to twins? Or why must my wife wear it, ma? Tell me. I just want to know. Because we're not wearing that shit. We're not wearing it. Honestly, we're not wearing. Why? I'm not a supporter of that idea. We're not wearing it.
We're all very strong-minded people by the
Mhm.
sounds of things.
Yeah.
So I just think if there was someone who was a little bit less or more timid, how are they going to get that across? How are they going to be having these discussions?
Michelle, they'll just wear the dress.
They will just wear the dress.
They'll just wear the dress and they'll be unhappy on their wedding day. They'll be giving them food and the wife will be squeezing face and
Exactly.
no.
And the man will be pinching her, smile.
Smile
And she'll do like this, like
But
Melania Trump.
what if it's the case that, okay, both guys, the guy, the woman, both families, they're not really up there with cash and they really love each other, and the mom is saying, look, hang on, son. Okay, Chuku, you've been struggling. You can't even purchase the wedding dress. I've got this. Can you guys make anything with it for her? And said, daughter, come see this dress. And she said, oh, I like it. And go make something out of it. What if it was that?
But that's a
Different situation altogether. That's a different situation altogether. It's not being imposed. I think my problem here is the fact that someone is imposing their will. You know, these are two people coming together to start their lives. The fact that somebody who's had their own life, had their own wedding, where I didn't have a say so, is now trying to impose on me what I should do. So that would be a really big problem for me. Be it my parents, if that was my mom, I would be, you know, my stance would be the exact same. Like, no, mom, you know, that's you, that's your camera, that's your, you know, that's your vibe, that's your energy, your everything. Keep it to yourself. I want to have mine for my wedding as well. So just to put that out there, it's different when you're doing it because you don't have money or because it's the next best thing. And then I'm guessing mom would then be open to the idea of, you know, making amendments here and there to tailor it to my style. So I guess that's the difference.
Yeah. Now, let me just ask another question. Would the culture of the woman, of the mother-in-law to be, would it matter? For example, Michelle, you're in an interracial marriage, right? And imagine, so obviously Daniel is white British, his mom is white British, and if the mom had come to you and said, oh, Michelle, you know, and explained to you and said she wanted you to wear this, would that make a difference compared to maybe Yori or myself or Yori, who, okay, well, Yori, I don't know if you're going to marry a white or black man yet, but me and Yori, for example, who are married to Black African men, Nigerian men, and our mother-in-law is asking us to wear this dress. I know for sure that I'll say no. Okay, I can't.
You know, I've been thinking about
my mother-in-law.
Huh? No, I remember it. Even before we had all this topic, did Daniel wear? He didn't wear traditional, did he?
No, he
didn't.
No,
he wore a tie. So for my wedding, I got changed, and me and my daughter, we had material. All my friends had material, but my husband said he didn't feel comfortable wearing an agbada. He just said, Michelle, I don't want to do it. And all my family, my uncles, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, and he said, Michelle, listen, you're not listening to me. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to do it. So what we did was we got him a tie made out of the material that I wore, and that's what he did. You know, but the culture doesn't matter. It's about what people feel comfortable in.
Okay, so Yori, does the culture matter for you? If you were marrying an European man and the mother-in-law brought the dress, would you wear it? Because you're thinking now, okay, is there a possibility that, you know, all these superstitious beliefs and everything?
Look, I'm very African, Pan-African, and for every of my relationship, you would know I carry my culture like a backpack. There's no way on earth that's gonna change the boat. I'm the first daughter. My parents were waiting for the wedding. It was their one of a million opportunity to show off. Why would I deny them that opportunity? Seriously. So it's not just about me being happy. It was my mom's day as well. There's so many cumulative factors. I want it to be about me. Like we're sitting here, I'm cheesing. I got married like 13 or 14 years ago, and I can still remember what happened on the day. So don't think that because I'll not look blah blah. I wish I had the opportunity to wear my own dress. No. It wouldn't have made any difference. Like it's not just about me, but it's about me. So please, no.
Okay, so so Yuri, if you were looking at that, for example, would you be, if you were even going to consider wearing it, maybe just to keep the peace, would you be more trusting of wearing your European mother-in-law to be's wedding dress than wearing your African mother to be's wedding dress?
No, be it European, be it Afghanistan, be it Nigerian, my position would not change. And I'm a very, very opinionated person. I would take what I would take, and I would let you know. Right, it's a conversation we had,
Okay.
Before we're even thinking about, so if you wanted me to wear your mom's dress, I'm sure we would have spoken about it months before we even pick
For
a
the
date.
wedding.
Yeah, so it would have been something you open with that. Oh, by the way, I proposed now you wear, and I would have shut that down there, and I would sit down with my mother-in-law, letting her know that, look, in as much as I respect that you want your first daughter-in-law to wear this dress, no, ma, I wouldn't. Is there any way we can come to a compromise? Do you want me to take the sleeve? Do you want me to cut something? You know, this is something blue, something old, something. I can
Something
do
borrowed,
that.
yeah.
Something borrowed. So I can give me a clip. If it's that important to you, give me a tiara.
Mhm.
Give me a diamond ring. I will wear that because obviously those are ornaments. I need
Yeah.
things like that. You need something blue as well. Find me something blue from your end. Not necessarily a dress.
Say your mother-in-law was the Queen of England. You would
That's
say
a
no.
different ball game. You know,
I
Exactly.
go different. It's a mother. It's a
hold
mother.
on.
The
Do you
mothers
know
are
why?
mothers.
Hold
Mothers
on.
are mothers.
No. I know
No,
mothers.
mothers are not mothers.
No, mothers are mothers. Hold on. Mothers are mothers. But you have to understand that some weddings, like let's use Princess Diana, was a statement. So this was the royal family showing out. And she's only 21. So I don't think she had any say in what she wore. And even at that, she wore her own dress.
Apart from that, we have to understand that marrying into a royal family is like a state event. It's like
Yes.
becoming a king. You have to wear the previous king's crown.
Yes.
So it's a different thing.
And I'm sure the husband too would not be wearing a tux. He'd probably be wearing something. So we're wearing a costume. And then once we're done with that, I'll go wear my dress.
Okay, so what you're saying to me,
is, if I'm marrying a royal, I would have already known all of this prior. We know these things, and we're not even married to royals. I would have already known I would have prepped my mind for this. You know, like I would literally know what I'm signing up for. Not, come on now, any Tom, Dick, and Harry, and he's like, yeah, you got to wear my mom's dress, babe. No, I'm not gonna wear your mom's stale old dress. Sorry.
So would you guys not be worried about given that we're African?
Wear your father's jacket too.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't. Why would my father even offer you his old whatever out of fashion jacket?
Out of fashion, exactly. Would you guys, given that we're Africans and we can be sometimes superstitious, let's be honest, right? Would you guys also not be worried about the I don't want to use the word diabolical because I'm not by any means saying that anybody's mother-in-law to be is diabolical, but would that not cross your mind at some point to say, I don't know what spirit you're carrying with you, and your wedding day is a very significant day in your life, and now the dress that you wore, and God forbid if you are on Ogbanje as Mr. Jagbajanti said, you know, that's a major ceremony, and that dress is part of the ceremony, right? So would you guys not be worried about the potential of you now wearing this dress and you've now put upon yourself everything that this person is carrying? Exactly. Would that not come across? Would that not worry you?
I think I didn't say anything about that, but I didn't want to go that way. But I just said about the person's vibe or the person's energy.
Their juju.
You understand? So their juju. I said that, yeah. But in a not in the proper juju context. But it's just your vibe. I don't want to carry your vibe. I don't want to carry your energy. I want my own energy on my wedding day if I ever do get married. So that's just it. So I think that's similar to what you're asking, Celia, but just in the African or the Nigerian context. So I don't believe in any of that, but I believe in energy and, you know, people's energies and stuff like that. So I don't want anybody's bad energy on my wedding.
You know what's a bit worrying me is that when you were talking, Celia, we asking that question, I'm thinking in my head you were going to flip it the other way, that if I don't, imagine the mum says to me, well, if you don't wear the dress, this could happen, that could happen. I'm not going to lie, that would sit with me. And that would make me a bit, I wouldn't say I'm superstitious, but I listen. I don't know. That would sit with me, and that may make me feel a certain type of way.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the way you put it. I like the way you put it. They say, oh, my son is trying to marry twice now, both the two before you died because they refused the wedding dress.
No, dress or no dress, I'm done. I'm running for the hills.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Listen.
But for me, honestly though, because I'm I don't believe, okay, the thing is, I wouldn't want to put myself in a situation, right? So I would outrightly say, no, I don't want to wear it. But however, because I will, and one of the reasons why I would make that decision is because diabolically, I don't know this woman. Like, she's going to be my mother-in-law, but I don't really know her that well. Because listen, it's not everybody that says Jesus that is really calling on Jesus. Everybody has their own God, and yet people will still come and say it's Osaloba, is God that they're serving, right? So for me, I wouldn't want to put myself in that situation because I don't know what aura that person carries. Because for me, I strongly believe in that, because I feel everybody has their energy, right? And that's why I don't really like borrowing my clothes to my friends. And thank God I don't have any friends who ask to borrow my clothes. Because if I did, when I give it to you, I'm not taking it back because I don't want to wear it in my person. Now, because for me, I'll be worried about the diabolical aspects of things. I'm like, okay, well, I don't really know this woman. What if she wants me to come and wear this dress, and before you know it, I'm carrying things that I shouldn't be carrying, or I'm inheriting things that I shouldn't be inheriting. And again, another thing I'll be looking at is, what is her married life like?
Exactly.
Right? What is her marriage an example that I want to emulate in my own marriage? Have they been married for 50 years, for example, and that wedding has been perfect? When I say perfect, like at least good enough for me to know that, for me to admire and say, this is what I would like my married life to be like. So when I look at all those things, and unfortunately, maybe I don't really see that, then again, that would be one of the reasons why I would say, no, I'm not going to wear that. Now, let's assume you wore the wedding dress, right? And you guys got married, you're fine with it. And maybe 2 years down the line, there's no child. So after the wedding, you lose your job, your husband loses their job. Are you going to start thinking, oh my God, that wedding dress must have been cursed? Yori, let me come to you. What would you think then?
Like I said, I don't necessarily, when I say I don't want to carry someone's vibe or aura, I was potentially referring to their personality. For example, I want to be my own person on my wedding day, not necessarily somebody else. So that's what I meant. So again, I don't believe in those things. I potentially would relate back and say, could it be this, bloody wedding dress that I wore? Or could it be, I wouldn't relate back to that. For me personally, no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. Michelle, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would have those questions, but obviously there's no empirical evidence.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say that it's linked to that, but it's something that I would definitely would think about. But there'll be nothing I could do about it because it's been done.
Yeah. Yuri, what do you think?
It will worry me. Honestly, it will worry me. But before I even wear the dress, I will ask that woman some question, and I hope she's truthful, and be like, please, after your wedding, let us know what happened. Was there anything we need to be aware of?
Yeah.
Because if these things can be avoided. If she had issues after getting married, if she suddenly lost her job, why would I be wearing her dress?
Well, I'm guessing you would know by then, because you would have been dating this person and they probably would have said something to you.
Exactly.
So you can gauge by yourself, to decide whether or not you're.
So if that happened, I'd probably be skeptical. Like, I'm a very superstitious person. Like Celia knows this. I'm one person that doesn't spend money on a Monday. Can't be dying. I'm not giving you no money on Monday. Yes, everyone knows I don't pay for shit on Monday. Because that means the rest of the week, the rest of the day during that week, I'll be spending. Yeah, I'm that kind of person. No, it's just something. I'm that kind of person. I've got so many little things that it's just me. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So that's why I'm quite wary about taking other people's things. So it's not as if about they've got maybe diabolical things. It's just me personally. I've got my own person, and I don't want another person's energy to drown me. So that's why I wouldn't. Like, no matter what, I wouldn't.
But you give your husband money on Monday, though. Like,
my husband doesn't need my money. I'd rather spend his money than spend my own money on a Monday.
You spend his money on Monday?
Yes, now.
Okay, Jude, let me come to you. So what do you think? Would you, if your wife to be wore your mother's wedding dress and things start to happen negatively in your marriage, would you think about, what is this? Especially if maybe, for example, your parents didn't have a very happy marriage. What would you think?
Like I said, I know I don't believe in those things, but having said that, though, yes, it's happening in front of you, and your mind start playing tricks. Like, if I had known, man, I wouldn't have allowed her wear my mother's wedding dress, because my mother went through all of this for a period of 10 years, and it could just be a coincidence as well. But yes, I can't shy away from where I come from, Africa, whether I'm not superstitious or not, but this is what happens. People start putting 1 and 2 together, and they say, okay, did you wear Jude's mom's wedding dress? Yes. Oh, you don't know. She's not born now. Pretty fine, so I should try, And I start thinking, wow, probably there's a correlation, So although I don't believe in it, but people, whether we believe in it or not, these things are real, and people do suffer for this, People do suffer a lot. And it's happened to close people that I know, where the man thought he was the one with the problems, and the woman said, yes, you're the one with the problem. And one day the man just stepped out after he did like a couple of surgeries, and his friend said, look, step out of your marital home and see what happens. He went out astray one night, and the woman he slept with got pregnant. And they said, you've been lying to me. So it could be, maybe both of us should go seek medical attention. But having said that, though, yes, it would definitely play on my intelligence, definitely. Coming from Africa, where we come from, because there'll be pressure on both sides. It's about the pressure. When you're pressured, if you're not careful, you're not thinking straight. So you start accepting things, and,
Okay, thank you, Jude. Mr. Jaguar, what do you think? Would it play on your mind? Would your mind start playing tricks on you?
Absolutely. Based on the way we grew up, the way they brought us up, definitely. But I've come to a point in my life where I now find it very easy to overcome those things. I don't attach those things to my life anymore, and I deal with work and results these days, not about some fetish or superstitious mindset or programming that we grew up with. And that reminds me of a family, very popular family. I don't want to mention their name here. They used to die young. They're very successful, but soon as they hit 50, and between 50 and 60, their men in that family or their dads, they always pass away. And they think it's a curse. But the ones that moved abroad in our own generation, because they pay attention to what they eat, their diets, and how they exercise their body, they've been able to beat that stage. They always have diabetes. If they don't have diabetes, they will have heart attack. And it all boils down to their diets. They don't exercise, they don't do anything. They're just businessmen with big belly, and they're growing up. And as they grow up, all they eat is eba, fufu, pounded yam, rice. Everything is carbs. And all these things break down to sugar. And the way diabetes, the way it affects this family is different from the way it affects that family. You have some people, they're teenagers and they're already diabetic. And you have people in their 50s, they're only just experiencing it for the first time. Some people, it is high blood pressure in their family. It is hereditary. It is not a curse. They're not inheriting the curse, but the is it body metabolism?
The bad genes.
Exactly. So it can be worked on, and that thing will stop. So it is not because some Baba 150 years ago stood on a mortar carrying a pestle saying, no, that's not the cause. And a lot of pastors, they pray on these things. They use these things to pray on people. They will say, oh, curse of the ancestors, or
generational,
generational curse, and all these things. It's all lies. It's all mind game. And they will turn you and your cousins against each other. They've turned so many family members to enemies because of the little money they want to get from you. They'll be like, oh, there is this person in your family, tall, but not so tall. It's kind of big.
And I'm sure every family has one.
Of course. You now start figuring out, my daddy's older sister.
It's the psychology. They just play in your psychology.
And then you start helping them to do what they call self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes. It's you that will give them the information.
Exactly. Mama Jebule, sorry, that's Mama Jebu.
Exactly.
You said does she have long hair? The pastor will be like, yes, it's Mama Jebu. is Mama Ejebu. And then only Mama that is struggling to have sardine with yam once a week, you now start labeling that woman as a witch. So all these things, we have to be mindful. They use it against us. But right now in my life, I've seen too much. I'm exposed, I'm learned, I've seen the bad and good side of it. I've seen juju where they manufacture it face to face. You know, I grew up in Ile-Ife, you know, Motakeke and all those things. And my mom is from Ikale land, you know, Kitikupa area. So I know firsthand understanding of what juju, ayelala, and all these things, how they work. So if you're coming to me about wedding dress, I'm gonna be like, okay, what belief do you have? Why? Oh, my daddy used to put this thing in the car anytime he's traveling. And now you too, you need to start putting it in your car. It will help you not to have accident. Have you checked your engine oil? When last did you do your MOT? You know,
on the good road.
Passing things down, we have to be mindful of what we're collecting. So let me not take too much time, but I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I'm just going to round up. And before I do that, I was just going to ask you, you're very right, Mr. Jabajantix. Before, when we're collecting things that have been passed down, we have to be very careful and we need to think about it. We need to look at that person and see what kind of life they have lived. And if that's what you would like to live as well, because I was just going to say, what if, I know we've been talking about wedding dresses and all of that, but what if it was a nice diamond ring, for example, and your husband said, my mother would like you to have this, or your mother-in-law presented that to you and said, this was my engagement ring, I want you to have it. Would you take it? Or you see?
Celia, I think the reason why we're saying wedding dresses is because of the style. Most importantly, it's not really about what it comes with. So your style might not be my style, but ring is, anyone can look. We all have fashionable rings, which you can take. Ring is just an ornament. Like, the only thing I won't probably share is things like earrings, because obviously for health reasons and all. But things like hygiene and everything. But ring is not really the reason. Well, personally, the reason I'm talking against or wearing a dress that I know nothing about is probably because it's not my style. I want to have a beautiful experience.
It's a statement. Yeah, your wedding dress is a statement.
Statement.
Like that's one of the things. Oh, what was her dress like? You know, what did she wear? What was her dress like? That's one of the things. A ring, people might not even see the ring on the hand unless you bring it to their attention. So
what if you then ended up collecting that ring and that ring just has a lot of things in it? Then what?
You've seen too many Nigerian movies, Celia.
I'm being realistic. I'm being realistic because now, because just like
they can catch you with the ring too.
Yes, do you understand? Because just like Mr. Jabajantix said, right? I'm not a diabolic person, but I'm very superstitious in some ways. And I just believe what you've worn, I don't want to wear it. Because things like dresses and rings, I feel they carry a lot of power, right? Like they carry a lot. Let me put
they point it like that towards you.
Do you understand? I feel like they carry not power, but they carry a lot of sentiment, and there's a lot of emotional sentiment and everything around it.
There's nothing attached to these things, man. It's just a piece of metal.
But for me, though, that's not how I see it. That's because I always say to my husband, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna. Funny enough, since we've been discussing this topic, I've been thinking twice, because then I've been saying, oh, my engagement ring, I would like to give it to my son to give to his wife. But now I'm thinking about it like it's not an imposing sort of situation. In fact, you know, it's if she wants it, fine. If she doesn't want it, she doesn't have to have it. Do you understand? So for me, that's how I'm looking at it. But as I said before, for me, rings, dresses, they're very earrings, all those kind of things. They're very.
I think the thing about it is, Celia, is that, sorry, Yuri, you can give that to your son's girlfriend and ask. It's about the conversation. Oh, I've got this dress. Do you want it? Do you want to see it? I don't have a problem if you don't like it. I'm just saying that you can alter it. It's about including that in the family. If it's that important to you. So I would rather even want to hear it from you, not from the guy. I'm like, oh, do you know what, Yuri? My dress is there. You don't have to wear it. But it'd be nice if you want to. I'm happy to give that to you. It came from these generations of people that want it, something we're doing in our family, but I'm not going to hold it against you if you don't. I will even wear it with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm not holding it against you. I'm like, fine. Now, is it okay if I alter it? Yeah. That's fine, but not just you come in and say, well, you need to wear it. And when you're talking about ring, I get you. Sometimes rings, people pass it. If it's mother to daughter, then that's not really an issue. Because I have a lot of my mom's jewelry, and interestingly, I have a lot of my mother-in-law's jewelry. When she passed, some were given to me. So it was what was part of the things that she kind of had in a will that I had arranged for us to have. She's gone. So I still hold that dear. If I needed to wear it, I would wear it, because it wasn't as if she hammed it down my throat. The woman died and it was given to me. So it's either I wear it or I keep it for my daughter. So do you get what I'm saying?
So now, Yori, that's what I'm saying. So you got that, right? And you would then hand it over to your daughter. And then your daughter will probably hand it over to her daughter, right? And before you know it, that ring is going from generation to generation. And then it will stop at one generation where they'll say, man, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm not wearing it.
Yeah.
You understand? So those are just, but anyway, let's end this. Does anybody want to say anything else before we round up?
I was just going to say something to you, Celia, with regards to you talking about the ring and, things, ornaments and stuff like that. You could spin it around and talk about money as well. You could spin it around to money. If I have bad energy and I'm giving you my money, then potentially, or if I'm diabolical and I'm giving you my money, then potentially you're spending diabolical money. So if you won't have a problem taking money in that context, or say your in-laws decide to gift you and your husband a house or a car. Sorry, if you won't have a problem driving that car, please don't have a problem wearing the ring. Yeah, that's for me. Like, I wouldn't have a problem. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I was just going to add that before you started speaking.
Yeah, thank you. Jude, you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say what Mr. Jagwajantis said. I think that was really good what he said about passing things down. We need to be really careful with the so-called traditions and cultures. They hold us back so much because 3 generations before me said this, I must be doing it. No, that's your business. It ends there. Mine starts and mine ends with me. I don't pass nothing except morals to my children. Their own goes from there. It's simple as that. You're very, very right to say that. We need to be careful about what we pass down. Little talk. You can talk and it becomes truth as it keep passing it down, but it don't necessarily make it truth. So that's all I wanted to say. Welcome, Mr. Jagwajantis, for saying that. It's really, really important.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, Jude. On that note, we're going to end it here. This has been a very interesting discussion, and as you can see, everybody has varying what they would do differently, or varying opinions, exactly. So but yeah, it's been nice. Thank you guys for coming on the show to discuss this topic with us.
Thank you,
and have a great weekend, and we will see you next week, Saturday. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.